I would do this because I don't feel like waiting until I get home to let you guys know what's going on with me. I just got out of the neurologist office. As you can see, I'm actually made myself presentable for the neurologist. Just do something real quick. But I made myself presentable for the neurologist, of course. Unfortunately, the poor fella did have to take my shoes off, so I'm going to do about that. Just adjust a little bit. There we go. But, well, I got some news, guys. I got some news. I officially have MS. So, the reason why I was going to see the neurologist, I know I said this on my community tab a few months ago, and it took me this long to get an appointment with the neurologist, is because I was having issues with a tingling feeling sensation on the right side of my body. And, hi QTC. And, yeah, so they did another MRI. While I had originally only been diagnosed with a demyelinating disorder, well, turns out it progressed. My first neurologist that I saw when I first got in the hospital in 2015, he didn't want to give me the MS diagnosis because I hadn't had the multiple episodes yet, but considering the fact that I've had symptoms and my MRI shows that there is a progression in the demyelination, this neurologist I'm seeing now is saying that it's MS. He says it's all, he says you're presenting with symptoms, you have lesions on the brain. He has ordered me to do more MRIs, MRIs of like my spine, MRIs of my head. He's ordered me to do a spinal tap. He's also ordered me to do blood work because he's got to make sure that I don't have any infections. Because some of the stuff he says he's going to be putting me on as treatment for the MS is something that is going to lower my immune system. So we got to make sure that there's no little bugs sneaking around in there before he puts me on that stuff. So that's the gist. That's the sitch. I'm on my way home now. I've already had my appointment. Yeah, well, I can't blame the guy because, like I said, it was my first episode. The doctor that I was seeing at that time, because I was seeing a different doctor, primary care physician at that time, he told me, he was like, look, you have the lesions on your brain, you have the markers in your spinal fluid, we're just going to treat you like you have MS. But the neurologist that I was seeing, he was like, you haven't had multiple issues with it, you haven't had multiple times where you've experienced symptoms, so I don't want to diagnose you with MS itself, because it is a scary diagnosis for a lot of people. It is a very, very scary diagnosis. But, so he's ordered me to have another MRI, CT of my spine, spinal tap, and then of course he's ordered me a buku load of blood work. And, that's so we can get back together in about a month and do another consultation and start treatment. So I'm unsure what the treatment is going to be because, like I said, my MS isn't so bad that I'm considered like disabled. I'm not like Irate Alex. Fortunately, I'm not like Irate Alex, where his is, he can't walk, he can barely, he's in a lot of pain. I'm not there, or at least mine isn't that severe. But like I said, I don't know what this is going to mean in the future. I don't know what, that's one thing I've got to go over with him after we get all these tests back and see what's going to be going on as far as what treatment's going to be done. But I figured I would get on, let everybody know, and so that way you guys know that. And then once I get I'm not going to be this type of person where I'm going to say that I have something and then show absolutely no proof. That's not something I'm going to do. They are going to be sending me an email through my email where I can actually access my own patient medical records. And then I will be, if anybody has any questions, if they want to see any type of proof that this is what's going on, I will be happy to show that proof. I got no issue showing that proof at all. I don't know if they're going to have actual, because I actually got to see my MRI from both 2015 and the most recent one I did back in June or July. And it was kind of neat seeing him scroll down and see the animation of my head slowly being whittled away from the top. But he pointed out that I actually had several lesions back in 2015, and that not only do I still have those same lesions, more have popped up. So he told me, he said, it's MS. He said, it's MS. You have all the symptoms. You have the lesions on your brain. He has told me that I need to stop smoking, so the vapes are going to have to be cut out. I'm going to have to, like, buy chewing gum or something when I want to keep my mouth occupied. But I'm going to have to basically either throw away the vapes that I have now or give them to Mama Shaw, let her use them. And then I've also got to cut back on caffeine, so my sweet tea is going to have to go too. That's not going to be fun. But, so, I mean, caffeine, I can pretty much get by with, like, one cup of coffee a day and some water. So, I mean, it just is what it is. I've got to do what I got to do. So, I got to cut out smoking, got to cut out caffeine. He says those two things are big risk factors for MS. So, those are two things I've got to cut out of my diet. So, in other words, my little vape report that I do, this little guy, they're gonna have to go. I can't do the vapes anymore, which is, I mean, that might actually be a little bit hard too, because even though I didn't start vaping until in the past year, it has gotten something where it's something I do, like when I'm bored or when I'm, just wanting something to occupy myself with. I'll pick up the vape, take a hit off of it. But nope, those have got to go. But anyway, I figured I'd get on, let you guys know what's going on, and let you know that I have MS. And like I said, once I'm able to access the patient portal for the hospital that I'm, physician partners that I'm going to, I will be happy once I'm able to access my the medical records to provide anybody with any type of proof that they might ask for. If they need to have some kind of documentation that this is what it is. I have no issues doing that because I have nothing to hide. But I am going to go because I am driving right now, and I have no way to fill up the time while I'm driving except for repeating over and over again what I've just said. If you guys just coming in, you can definitely go back and watch the replay to find out what's going on, but I will leave with this just to give you a little bit of, if you're just tuning in, I have MS, and we're going to see what that's going to mean in the future. So, you guys have a fantastic day. I have been the Shaw of Thirst. You have been my favorite thirst quenchers, and I will see you the next time I decide to stream. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, it didn't close. I'm a dumbass. Hold on. Alright, I gotta close this out because I'm about to get on the interstate.